Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading for December 2024. How are you doing, Aquarius? How was your November? Of course, I'm going to ask you how did you feel with the shift with Pluto shifting from Capricorn into your sign? Obviously, there's a 19/20 year cycle ahead of transformation for you. As well as everyone else, but I would say you're going to feel it the most, and then obviously the other fixed signs, which would be Leo, Scorpio and Taurus, will feel it as well. So feel free to share how you feel with that, how you've dealt with that. If you want to book a personal reading or see the daily written tarot readings I've been doing, then please go to the description box. We've got the oracle decks I'm going to be using for the reading here in front of us, and I will share with you the very, very wacky pre-reading meditation that I got for you. Oh, honestly, Aquarius, when that came through, I was like, really, really? But they're always relevant, so yeah. So basically, as I started your pre-reading meditation, I started to hear the song we're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz, and then I was seeing the yellow brick road, and yeah, so the story of what is the title of the film actually? I think I should have checked that before I came on here, shouldn't I? The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I think that's the title. Yeah, I think that's the title of it. But yeah, so that was what came in. And first of all, I will 1000% encourage you to, intuit your own interpretation of the film, the book, whatever version of it resonates with you. Do that first of all. But as main themes that came up for me and feelings and thoughts that came in for me with that were well, first of all, you're going on an adventure. I mean, you've got with Pluto now in your sign, that's a lifetime adventure. So that's an adventure in itself. Other themes that came up, it's going off on the adventure to come back home to yourself, because one of the main parts of the plot is that Dorothy is trying to, I hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody, by the way, so if you've never seen it, I can't even remember. I think I saw it as a kid, and I can't remember that much about it, to be honest. But the point is that she's trying to find her way home, isn't she? So for me, it feels like it's a journey where you go off, but you're coming back home to yourself. The different characters to me all represent, or the main characters represent parts of yourself. So Dorothy, for me, she's the main spirit. She's like the spirit of leadership within the group. She's the one trying to find her way home. So that's your spirit. You have the Tin Man. I'm just needing to check something here because I can't remember everything. So the Tin Man, what does he want? He wants, can't even find it anymore. Bear with me one moment. Right, so the Tin Man wants a heart. So to me, that represents the part of you that's exploring and experiencing the things that your heart connects to. And the Scarecrow wants a brain. So to me, that's the knowledge that you'll gain on the journey. And then the Lion wants more courage, doesn't he? So that's how you build up your strength and resilience throughout the journey, and the extra doses of courage that you gain as you go on the journey. Even the Dog, to me, it represents that kind of playful, innocent innocent side of you as well as you go off on the journey. I think the Wicked Witch, there's two of them, is there two of them or more than two of them? As I say, I cannot remember much about this. I have looked it up before I started recording, but obviously I can't. It's a big story, isn't it? So I can't cover everything. But I think there's one witch that they kill, that gets killed at the beginning. We'll leave that one aside. And, excuse me, there's a witch in the story that they have to defeat as well. I think it's the Wicked Witch of the West, isn't it? And to me, that kind of represents, it's your shadow side, the shadows that you need to face. As I say, I can't remember the story in detail, so you might want to read it, look it up, watch the film, whatever. I probably should do that as well, since it's a message that I am giving. But yeah, that was the main theme for you. So let's get into the cards now. It's so weird. You're just sitting there trying to do a meditation, and some of the stuff that comes in sometimes is so weird. I mean, imagine sitting there and then you start hearing, we're off to see the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. But anyway, it is what it is. I should be used to this kind of weird stuff now. So we're going to start off with a message from Oracle of the Unicorns for you. So this is for December. For Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. So what does Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising need to know for December 2024, please? anything at all for Aquarius, almost. Anything for Aquarius. This deck and my small hands are not a great combination. But right, you have gentle. Is that it? Gentle. I thought there were two there. You have gentleness. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. So I will put that there. And just bear with me 1 minute. I'm just going to see what's on the bottom of the deck actually. You've got prosperity on the bottom of the deck, which is whoop, that one. But you've got the gentleness card. So let's get your tarot cards out. That has gone blurred, hasn't it? Right, so what else do we need to know for Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising for December? I'm just going to shuffle the cards again. Okay. Right, that was quick. We have the Knight of Cups as like a main energy for you. Interesting, we've got the gentleness card, and for me, one of the meanings of the Knight of Cups is compassion. So we'll see what else comes up with that. So, oh, whoa, interesting. So this is like a, an underlying energy, because this is what's on the bottom of the deck. And the Knight of Swords can be known to speak harshly, can't they? They can be known to speak harshly. You've got in here, speak words of love. So is a situation coming up where someone has the potential to piss you off, and you kind of, the way I put it for myself is that I say things that I might, well, do I regret what I say? Maybe occasionally, but even if you just feel like you might say something you might regret, that's something to be aware of at this point. Let's see what else is going on here. So I'm going to take these ones from the bottom first. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Excuse me. Yeah, there is, for someone, there's a message here. If you're having any kind of conversation, discussion or whatever with someone, I don't know how to put it. Just be careful in the conversation if you're hearing what's really being said. Because, you know, sometimes that's how arguments start, isn't it? Or disagreements happen, is when sometimes it is that someone isn't communicating very clearly. But sometimes it can be that the person who receives the words, where your head might be in a place where you just hear something different from what has been said. I don't necessarily mean the literal words, but the meaning behind the words. And it can cause problems, can't it? So just be careful of that. But let's look at the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords first and foremost. It's like saying, make sure that you're hearing what's actually being said. We've got the King of Wands there. Okay, that was quick. We also have the Queen of Cups. We have the Seven of Cups and the Six of Cups. There's room for confusion here. If you have a conversation with someone, excuse me, I mean, it could be that there's something where you find it confusing and it could wind you up, or the other person could get confused. Maybe they could get wound up and then that triggers you. But this Seven of Cups is here twice. There's room for confusion. It would somehow connect to the past, something that's said about the past, or it could just be someone from your past. But I feel like there's room for confusion. And the fact that they're turned away from each other, well, his body's turned to, well, almost turned towards the Queen of Cups, but his attention is focused over here. Like his attention is focused on his fire, his passion, and then the emotions, the emotional side of things with the Queen of Cups. So that could potentially be a mother figure, is turned away. So it's almost like being on different pages as well, isn't it? There's also something here, I don't really know how to explain this, Aquarius. Hopefully you'll understand it if it makes sense for you. with your making sure that your emotions and your intentions match somehow, or querying if your emotions and intentions match. What else? We've got the star. The star's here twice. The star's in your advice under here, and it is here as well. So that wonderful word healing is coming to mind with the star being here a couple of times. You could, I think this came up for you the last reading or the last couple of readings about potentially healing a relationship, and I feel like I'm having deja vu with this gentleness thing about how you communicate with someone, because it might be, you know, sometimes certain relationships it's just, there's just tension, isn't there? And it's like it's almost like you're stepping on eggshells. You want to be authentic, you want to get things off your chest and say what you want to say, but it's like you have to be more careful than you would with other people because of the nature of the relationship or stuff that has happened. It's kind of giving that vibe to a certain degree. Let me see if there's anything else I'm getting from this. Could be a father figure involved here as well with the King of Wands. There may be something here as well where someone isn't considerate enough of someone else's emotions, whether it's you feel that someone's not considerate enough of your emotions, or they feel you're not considerate enough of their emotions. Something here with that. So we've got a mother figure here. I know the King of Wands isn't typically a father figure, but it feels like that could be a father figure here as well. But as I say, there may be a resolving of something of the past in some way, shape or form. Conclusion, resolution, healing, something along those lines, where you're going into something that wasn't clear. I was going to clarify that Seven of Cups then I thought, actually no, because it's here in the past. The Six of Cups is the past, so frankly, whatever that Seven of Cups is, it's going to show, we're going to find out what it is here, so I'm not going to bother. But yeah, there is something about needing to communicate clearly, but with compassion as well. And again, that saying about honesty, what is it? Honesty without kindness is cruelty. Kindness without honesty is manipulation. Yeah, I've said it multiple times now. It was on a post, I think Aquarian Insight. I saw it on Aquarian Insight's server. So yeah. Right, Seven of Cups, Two of Wands. This is questioning in the past why certain choices were made. So that could be part of a conversation that you're going to be having over December. Why a person made certain choices, or it could be why you made certain choices. But if it's involving another person, that again, that could be where there's the potential for some sort of conflict. My candle is going out, so I will be stopping shortly. Right, death. Could have been the decision to end something or change something. Right, we've got the Empress. It could even be that someone, oh God, sorry to put it like that, it could be that someone's choices or behavior or something changed when someone passed away a long time ago. That, well, maybe not that long ago, it depends, you'll know if it resonates with you. But when someone died or passed away, another person's behavior or the way they their behavior changed, or their personality changed, or something changed. Right, I'm going to pause and then to do the candle, and then I'll continue. Okay, that's sorted. Right, let me get a couple more. Strength. Strength and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there's a change here twice with the Death card and the Wheel of Fortune. So bear with me while I look at the cards. So again, I can see the change here. We've got the Empress. The Empress and the Knight of Cups would be, they would be quite loving, compassionate energies. And we've got the Strength card as well. Let me look at the Empress, because this, I mean, the Seven of Cups is here, and it can be a card connected to confusion. I feel confused. So let's see, the Empress. We've got the Five of, yeah, okay. Yeah, because it felt like, I know it sounds weird, but even though the Empress is here and the Knight of Cups is here, it almost felt like, feels like, you know, like say if someone, like if a, say in a family, a parent died or something when the kids were quite young, and then the remaining parent that's left to to look after the kids isn't as nurturing or whatever as they should be. That's what it felt like before the before these cards came out. And I thought, well, that's weird, because the Empress is here and the Knight of Cups is here, and those would be the cards of compassion, but it feels like they're missing, if that makes sense. So maybe the Death card means that that side of someone died, not literally, but like say if a person passed away or a situation happened, a big change happened, it's almost like the person that would be expected to be kind and compassionate lost that sense of compassion and kindness, maybe because they felt they needed to be strong, and the only way for them to be strong was to remove that part of themselves, the sort of softer, gentle side of themselves. I know that sounds really weird, but that's how it feels, to be honest with you. Let's look at the Knight of Cups. And obviously take it as it resonates for you, in terms of what the situation is and who. Let's get one more for that Knight of Cups. Yeah. That is such a strange feeling. So, I mean, this is too many cards to take, but we've got the Five of Cups, High Priestess, Three of Wands, and Judgment. It feels like, it kind of feels like grief caused someone to withdraw. And it could be grief from death, or just from things changing, situations changing, relationships changing. It feels like grief. You've got the Death card, the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. It feels odd. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is how it feels. It might look like something different, but this is how it feels. And as I say, there may be a conversation where somebody's questioning you, like somebody might question their parent, for example, later on in life. Why did you suddenly, why did you become so different when such and such happened? Let's look at the Strength card. I wouldn't usually spend so much time clarifying the clarifiers, but it just feels like such an odd energy. We've got the Ace of Wands. Yeah, it feels like, so it feels like with the Ace of Wands and Knight of Pentacles, it's like, and the Three of Cups there, because the Three of Cups can be support. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is kind of a sense of duty. And for me, the Ace of Wands feels like the will to carry on. But it feels, I don't know how to explain how I'm feeling, to be honest. It's like needing to carry on and do what needs to be done, but there's a bit of detachment there as well, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to move on from that. But as I say, so it's like, as I say, questioning or contemplating why someone's behavior changed when there was a external change in life, whoever that is for you, whether it is you, it could be you that changed, or maybe that's part of the journey, is discovering why you changed when something happened in life. And yeah, feels complicated. It probably is complicated for you. Okay, let's look at the challenge then. So we've got the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So this is both child energy. It is child energy. The Page of Wands for me can be connected to identity. And then you've got the Page of Pentacles, which is, it's an energy of like planting a new seed. Oh, something came in then and it's gone again already. It almost looks like as a challenge, kind of try, as I said, in reference to that yellow brick road thing as well, and Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz are coming home to yourself, kind of looking at why you made the choices that you've made so far, not in the sense of criticism or praise, or just very neutrally sort of contemplating, even thinking about it in terms of what kind of person was I when I made those decisions, or who was I when I made those decisions and did those things, or planted those seeds. Yeah, it's funny energy to explain. We've got the Knight of Wands there. Even being aware that you were a very different person when you made certain choices, and maybe looking forward now and thinking, right, well, I'm a different person now that I was then, so my choices and the things I want to do are going to be different as well, because that Knight of Wands actually can be going in a new direction, can't it? So, and that's the challenge. Oh, there's that Page of Wands again. See, this person's gone. This Page of Wands, I feel like that's the old version of you with that Page of Wands. That's gone. That's just gone. I mean, the Ten of Swords, it typically is a painful ending, but it doesn't have to mean it was a painful ending. It just means that that version of you, that Page of Wands, is gone. And it's about going in a new direction now. And as I say, it can have something, there can be connections to, it can be going in a new direction in a relationship with a person, whether it is a family member, friend, romantic. It can be that by having a conversation with someone in your family that you may have that relationship with, where we got the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups, that helps you to understand who you are and why you made certain decisions. Yeah, this kind of has a connection. Yeah, that person's gone. That Page of Wands is gone. This does connect to the reading that I did for Aquarius and Aquarius rising, for Pluto entering Aquarius, of course, because it spoke of, I think, so I'm trying to remember what was said in that video now. I believe, bear with me, let me check, I'm not going to guess. Okay, so this makes more sense to me now. So when Pluto was in Capricorn, it was in your 12th house. You've done that cycle now, but now Pluto, with it being in Aquarius, is in your first house as like a day-to-day Aquarius. Obviously, if you want to check your birth chart, there's you can do that, and then it will give you more information on the, you know, because it varies with your birth chart. It's different with me saying it's in your first house. That says like a day-to-day Aquarius. As a collective Aquarian, should I say. But yeah, going into your first house, that is connected to your self-image, your personality, your outlook on life, the things that drive you, your ambition, identity related stuff. So this does make sense. And as I say, this cycle now with Aquarius, Pluto being in Aquarius, it's like a 19-20 year cycle, and it's already begun, hasn't it? So you might be kind of starting to look at things connected to your identity, and part of that would be your relationships. I think that I am spoiling it now, kind of, but one of the cards that came up for because I pulled cards as well as giving an overview of the energies, it was something about influence and impact and the influence of others on who we are. So that comes to mind here. But as I say, that Page of Wands is gone. Or is there a part of it left? And that's the issue, because this is the challenge, isn't it? So if this is the challenge, then maybe there's a residual part of that Page of Wands, who, whatever person or type of person you were back then, whenever back then was, whether it was last year, years ago, childhood, whatever, it's like there's a residual part of that maybe needs to go and be broken down and cracked open, so you can sort of see how that influences your decisions now. Again, as I said, part of that will be the relationships we have, family, you know, society, everything. Right, we've got the chart. Yeah, it's got to be cracked open so that you can move on. Basically, it's going in a new direction. But as I say, it's like looking at why you made the decisions you made, and who you were back then, and that sort of thing. You may have thought that this version of yourself was completely dead and gone, and it's like, nah, there's still a little bit more that needs to be looked at here. Sorry if that's disappointing. I know it can be sometimes when you think you've I mean, you know what, I'll take that back though, because as I was saying in the Leo reading, I think one of their readings recently is called Honoring the Old You. while welcoming in the new you. It's like we have to thank the old versions of ourselves, even if we're not happy with who those versions of ourselves were. It makes us who we are, doesn't it? All contributes to the journey. So you got to honor the old version and you can welcome in the new version. Right, anyway, Six of Swords, Two of Pentacles. This is anything external to us. These are the things that you have to do, or decisions that you have to make that will help you to move forward. So again, part of this could be, it connects the pentacles there again with that Page of Pentacles, is looking at why you made the decisions you made, or having the conversations with whoever that helps you to understand who you are, where you've been, and where you want to go now. So we've got the Six of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Excuse me. And again, it feels like the influence, because it's things that are external to you, the influence of external things, the Two of Pentacles would be those things that influence you in going in the directions that you did, that you chose previously, and what influences you in going in the direction you want to go in now. Why do you feel the way you feel with the Ace of Cups? So we've got the Magician and the Six of Pentacles. There's one more. Do I want to take all of these? We will take them. So you've got the King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Temperance card. Right, so something, the Magician for me here asks what you learned over whatever period of time over your life, again, that influenced the decisions you make and the journey you've been on and the path you've chosen. There is something very specific here for someone about how you are influenced in terms of give and take, how you give, support, those sorts of things. There's something there very specific that you'll be looking at. And I'm trying to give an example. Like, so one example would be, say if you were brought up to where you learned to be very self-sacrificing. That's something you've learned about give and take and support. Or you may have learned to be hyper independent. That's another thing. That would probably be King of Pentacles in like a more shadowy energy, was where he wants to do everything on his own, doesn't need any help, because the King of Pentacles, he builds, he is self-made, but he's not stupid. He knows that he's going to need to collaborate with people in a higher vibration and a lower vibration. He'd probably try to do it all by himself. But there's different things you can learn there. That's, for me, the Hierophant being there, that's the rules that you looked to, that helped you to create or make the choices that you've made. And again, it's not all about criticism and saying, oh, well, that was what I did wrong in the past and blah, blah, blah. It's sort of taking a very neutral and curious view of that and seeing how it's impacted you now. Okay. And I think part of this gentleness is that you're going to need to be gentle with yourself through this process, because it is a very long-ass process. If it's going along the lines of sort of shadow work and, you know, Pluto being around, it is going to go into shadow work, isn't it? Right, we've got Justice, we've got the Three of Support. Again, theme of support again with Justice and the Three of Cups and the things that are fair to you. So this is anything that you need to be more aware of. And it can even be, actually, if it's not about being fair to you, it's about you being fairer to others. And also, what feels like support to you as well? What qualifies as support? Because we all like to be supported in different ways, don't we? Some people, their version of support is knowing that it can be like the love languages. Like someone may need to always have someone there to hug them constantly, whether it's a happy hug, a hug because they're feeling sad. That might be their version of support. Other people, it might be that they need to be able to talk. Like they need to know that there are lots of people there that at least one person that they're able to talk to whenever they need support. For others, it's that they need people to do things for them. Like if they're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, they need to know that there's someone there that can take some of their, like their chores or duties off their hands. It's different for different people. Someone, it might be that they're religious and they like having someone that they can go to a religious place with to worship or show gratitude or pray or whatever it is they want to do. We all have different things that mean support to us. And then other methods, we might find that actually, no, that's not what I need. I know that you're willing to give me support in that way, but that's not the kind of support that that I want. So I think that's part of is establishing what support means for you. You know, like in some families, the parents are like, well, as long as they've got a roof over their head and they're fed and blah 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 and they have everything that they need physically, that's support, that's what they're getting. And I'm not going to knock that, because it's different times, isn't it, sometimes. And that's, if that's what people are doing and that's the best they feel, that that's the best they're doing, then that's what they feel like the best is that they're doing. But sometimes it's that the kids actually want more affection, or they want to spend more time or have more fun. And it's like the parents are doing the best that they can by giving physical, like providing food for them and stuff. But what the kids really want and need is other things outside of that. So that's just an example. And it can go, that can work in any kind of relationship. Yeah. So let's look at justice, 3 of Cups. Yeah, I think you need to become clearer on what support truly means for you. That's something that's relevant here. And again, that does connect back to that whole thing about this relationship where you might need to be delving in why certain choices were made. 4 of Swords, again, a card of contemplation. Two of Cups can be support for me as well, or understanding at the very least. I feel like I can hear someone saying, why weren't you more affectionate? I really feel like I can hear that. Something about affection. Yeah, so this is... So in terms of what I just said about the whole support thing, we have our ways that we want to be supported, and other people have their ways that they want to be supported. Sometimes the people in our lives can't support us in the way that we want them to, or and vice versa as well. It's just not their way. Like, say if you have a parent who's just not physically affectionate and you're praying and wishing that, oh God, I just really wish they'd give me lots of hugs or whatever, and it's just not their thing. And you could even talk to them about it and say, I really wish that you'd give me more hugs, and they're just like, oh, it's just not me. And maybe they can't, maybe it's just they can't change that about themselves. So you end up coming to the conclusion that, okay, I'm never going to get that from them. They did the best that they could to provide for me physically, but they're never going to be the affectionate person that I want. So it's not about you cut the whole relationship off with your parent, but you're like, right, I can't get that there, but I can go elsewhere and find that and get that satisfaction. It's not going to be the same as having your parent hug you, but you know, you might find a romantic partner who's very, very affectionate, and that kind of, it balances things out. And obviously I know we're getting into the territory now where it's like you're seeking for someone to fill the void, but I'm not talking about seeking someone to fill the void of something, because obviously we should be able to give certain things to ourselves as well. But it's like knowing that at least if you're upset, if you can't get a hug from your parent, you've at least got a friend or a romantic partner that you can get the hug from. I know that sounds like a weird example, but yeah, that's what is coming to mind here. And if it's not physical affection, then it's other things as well. Knowing that if someone that you're connected to, you can't get what you want from them, and it's not blaming them at all. It's just that we all have our own preferences, our own ways, that you know that you can either give it to yourself or you can get it elsewhere. You know, some people like to go clubbing and they have friends that hate clubbing. I'm one of these people that hates clubbing. So yeah, I'd rather not be asked to go to a club. However, they will have other friends that they can go to that love clubbing and get that side of their friendship, that part of the friendship fulfilled elsewhere. So yeah. So we're going to look at the potential future energy, the 9 of Cups. So it looks like going through this journey and discovering whatever you need to discover, yeah, it leads to satisfaction. You've got the 4 of Swords there. Whatever the contemplation is you go through, there's a satisfactory result at the end of it, or you at the very least discover what will make you feel satisfied. So if you have a conversation, the conversation itself either ends feeling where you feel satisfied, or you realize what it is that you need to feel satisfied after the conversation. So 9 of Cups, 4 of Swords, we've got Judgment. Yeah, it's like you review everything and then you decide, right, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what needs to happen, or this is how I feel or how I think. And yeah, something satisfactory about it. King of Cups. There's a sense of emotional maturity with that, and that some sort of emotional Again, emotional satisfaction with the King of Cups being there as well. It's mature. He's not lacking anything. He's mastered his emotions in some way. Anything else? We have the Two of Swords and the Knight of Swords. It's just again telling me things become clearer. Where you may have been confused before or had two truths about something, it's like you end up with one truth by the end of it, and you're like, right, again, yep, I get it. This is how I feel. This is what I need, or this is how I'm going to move forward, or this is how I think about something. And it's the word complete is coming to mind somehow, and I don't know how long this process is going to take, to be honest, because it could be part of that whole 20-year period, or it could be shorter than that. Only you will know. It depends on your individual life. So we've got the Seven of Wands, we've got the Six of Wands. Once you're able to get that one truth and know that it's your truth from that, again, it's going to feel satisfactory. It's like you know what you stand for, and you know how you want to be seen in that as well. You know how you want to be seen and what you need out, and how to get your needs met as well, because the Six of Wands is a card of achievement and success, isn't it? So that's a potential future energy. Let's look at the guidance. We've got the Star, we've got the Magician. You're going to be empowered. You are definitely going to be empowered after going through this process, whether this process is a matter of weeks, months, years. You're going to be empowered. You're going to feel a lot clearer. You may end up feeling that you've resolved or healed something and feeling a lot more balanced, and it is going to leave you feeling empowered going forward with that Magician card there. But as I say, the gentleness card, part of it, apart from being careful how you communicate yourself and others, is being gentle with yourself throughout the process. Eight of Wands. Yep, reverse. Okay. Well, yep, no rush. No rush for a start with the Eight of Wands. There's no rush. Again, though, warning to be careful how you communicate with it being in reverse, or how you interpret communication. We've got the Knight of No Rush. That's energy of taking your time, isn't it, and being diligent. Six of Swords, moving on. I think, did I say at the beginning of the reading something about you'll be able to move on? I can't remember if it was yours or someone else's now, but it will help you to move on. We have the Five of Pentacles, and yeah, look, there's a graduation card at the end of the world. So you're going to overcome this feelings of lack, and whatever caused you worry and anxiety and stress in the past, you're going to get past all of that. And as I say, healing, empowerment, resolution in some way, shape or form. So let's get you a final card of guidance from the postcards from Spirit deck. So what do we need to know? Oh, okay, you've got two. Oh wow, this is yeah, this perfectly fits. And I'm wondering if this message, I know that was it Scorpios? I didn't it directly connected to the daily read I did for today, which is the 25th of November. I can't remember now. If you want to see those readings, the daily written tarot readings, there's a link. There'll be a link in the description for that, because I feel like some of that resonates with this. But yeah, if you want to check those out, then you can have a look. Right, so first of all, you have, dearest you, we know everything in the universe is perfect, even in its flaws, and we view the creations of spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of a unity of existence, but the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal, and this isn't serving you right now. So forget your idea of perfection and see through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all its flawsomeness. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Let others be who they are too. Imperfect and human, complex or simple. It doesn't matter, for there is always something to discover, experience and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you uncover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuable. Loving you like crazy. that is part of that gentleness message, with being gentle with yourself and others as well. And then this message definitely connects. It's to do with intimacy. So you have, dear wonderful you. Intimacy is scary sometimes. It means you have to let someone else get to know the real you. Not the perfect, flawless mask you wear for others. No, it's time to reveal the cool one, the passionate one, the imperfect one that is totally you without artifice or walls. Yes, you will be exposed and vulnerable for a time, but it will be so worth it. This is the only way you will know true closeness with others, and you will also be close to spirit and to us. There is amazing freedom that comes when you let go and just be yourself with another or a group. Release from the invisible bindings that keep you from intimacy. Release from the invisible bindings that keep you from intimacy is truly empowering. Okay. So may we support you wholeheartedly in this choice. You will know yourself better and, we hope, learn to love yourself as much as we do. Life is about who we are with others, so share it. You will be so glad you did. Loving you so, so much. There's a lot in there that I'm thinking of that connects to this. So that thing about, what did I say? Something about redefining or assessing what support means for you. Intimacy in terms of if there's a conversation that you need to have about why decisions were made, in terms of your identity as well. It's like getting intimate with yourself to figure out who, or to understand who you are now, or experience who you are now. And to kind of contemplate certain decisions that were made for whatever, there's a relevant reason why you would need to consider who you were before and why you made certain decisions. I'm not sure what that is for you, but hopefully that will make sense to you at some point. But that's all there as well. So there's a lot there. But I'm going to leave your reading there, Aquarius. So thank you for watching. Again, go to the description box if you want to book a personal reading or see the daily written tarot readings that I've been doing as well. Hope that you have a great December. I'll be back at some point in December, probably with shorts, because I'm feeling so tired and drained at this point of the year that I don't think I have energy for anything else. But yeah, until I see you again, take care.